Hello, wonderful and amazing juniors. Welcome to your junior advisement. For your junior advisement, you will go through a total of 3 steps. The first one is to watch this PowerPoint video. So yay, you are already doing step 1. The second step will be to complete your Bridge Bill survey in Naviance, and we will go over exactly how to access this at the end of this presentation. And the third step will be to sign up for an individual advisement time with your Alpha school counselor. And again, we will go over this at the end of this presentation. So thank you everyone for accessing this PowerPoint presentation and listening to it. Really hope that it answers a lot of questions you have about senior year and about graduation. The purpose of junior advisement is to really help you plan for senior year and make sure you have all of your Georgia high school graduation requirements. Your individual advisement time with your school counselor will really specifically pertain to this, so your senior year classes and what you have left for graduation. This PowerPoint presentation hopes to go a little bit further and talk about post-secondary options. So options you're thinking about for when you graduate, whether that's 4-year school, 2-year school, the military, going straight into the workforce. There are a lot of different options that students take when it comes to post-secondary plans. So again, your individual appointment with your counselor is focusing on senior year classes and just what you need to graduate. But this PowerPoint will hopefully answer a lot of more questions you have about after graduation. So we really do hope that you listen carefully to this, and we hope that it answers a lot of those questions that you have. The Bridge Bill activity that you will do in Naviance, that is something that all juniors across the state have to complete. It will just take a couple minutes, and again, we're going to walk you through exactly how to do that. Students, here's a list of some common post-secondary options. A lot of our students do continue on to a 4-year college or university, but know that if that is not the right path for you, there are different choices and different options out there. We are here to help you through that process and help you figure out what is right for you given your circumstances. So please reach out and let us know if you have further questions. But there are 2-year schools and technical colleges, there are specialty schools, there's the military, and then some students elect to go straight into the workforce and look for an apprenticeship or a job training program. The next couple slides are going to talk about the college admissions process. And we do want to acknowledge that this process can be pretty stressful. It can be a stressful time for you and your parents and guardians or whoever is helping you through this process. We hope that this PowerPoint presentation and the resources we have in the counseling department can help relieve some of that stress. But please know we are here for you, and we're hoping to make this process easier for you and your family. Okay, so here are just some tips that may help relieve the pressure you have when it comes to the college admissions process. So the first one is to set long and short-term goals. So break up that application process. It can seem pretty overwhelming if you try to do it all in one night or over one weekend. So really take the time to break it up into small chunks. So maybe it's, one weekend you're going to sit down and do the Common App, just basic info and things you need to enter there. And then the next weekend, it's to really work on your essays. So if you really chunk things up, much like, school assignments, it can make it a lot easier on you and less stressful. Another tip we have is to be open-minded about the colleges you are choosing to apply to. I know we might have that one dream college that we've always wanted to go to, and that is wonderful that you have that goal and you have that college in mind. But there are a lot of amazing colleges out there that could be a wonderful fit for you. So we do ask that you be open-minded when thinking about colleges and really take the time to research the different programs and colleges out there. Another tip we have, the college application process is very important. We do not want this to be a constant topic of conversation among your friend group or in your household. Again, it is important, so we want you to sit down and talk about these things with your parents or guardians, but we don't want it to be an everyday thing where it adds to that pressure and stress. So maybe it's finding set times of the week that you talk to parents and guardians about this, and you all sit down and talk through the steps and what you have left and what colleges you're thinking about. But please just try to talk about other, things going on in your life and not just college. The last tip we have is just to keep things in perspective. This choice will likely not be the most important decision you will ever make. Now, it might be one of the more important decisions you've made so far, but it's not going to be the most important. And again, there are a lot of wonderful options in colleges out there that you may not have ever even heard of yet. So along with being open-minded, please just try to keep things into perspective. It's not going to be the most important decision you ever make. Part of the college admissions process is also thinking about the college entrance test. So these are either going to be the ACT or SAT if you're looking at a four-year college. Now, most schools will take either of the tests, so you can choose which one you want to take. You can see the chart here. There are some differences between the tests, and you can also see the links up here, actstudent.org or sat.org. Please go to these websites and check them out. They have a plethora of information on their websites that talks about the individual tests, what they're like. There are a lot of free tests, out there and practice problems that you can do. We do generally recommend for each student to take each of the tests at least once. So take the ACT once, take the SAT once, see which one you prefer and which one you performed better in, and then if you need to or want to retake one, then just focus on that one that you feel like you've done better in. Again, most colleges accept either, and the writing requirements do vary by the college, so you'll really just want to go to the college website and see what they require for admission. Now, please note with COVID, some schools are test optional this year, so things could change in the future, so please just be checking their websites because the colleges will have everything up on their websites. If you are receiving free or reduced lunch, you do qualify for fee waivers for either one of these tests, so please email Miss Gross. Her email is at the bottom of the screen if you want to request a waiver. Okay, here's a list of some other exams that you may need to take depending on what your plans are after high school. Now, we talked about the SAT and ACT if you're thinking about a four-year program. If you are thinking about a two-year technical program, you may need to take the AccuPlacer, and you will want to schedule this at your chosen school, so you'll want to contact them to set up a time and figure out the location. Usually you take it at their school. So please check with them to see if you need that AccuPlacer for any two-year technical school. The ASVAB is something you would need if you're interested in the military. It is an aptitude and career exam. We do offer this usually once or twice a year at Walton. So if you're interested in the military, please contact your Alpha school counselor, and you can talk about when these will be administered this year. If you are thinking about that four-year college or university, you will want to check to see if they require an SAT subject test. Now, these are required by a few highly competitive colleges. Now, for all of these tests, and going back to the SAT and ACT, it is your responsibility to check with the individual colleges to see what they require. So please go on their website and do your research so you know exactly what you need. If you are interested in playing a sport in college, please visit the NCAA Eligibility Center. You will need to create an account. That is your first step. So please check out these links and complete that first step in the process. Visiting a college campus is one of the best ways to learn about a college, and you can score some demonstrated interest points if that school tracks it. Now, some colleges are allowing limited in-person visits. You would register online, but please check with the schools you're interested in to see what options they have. Juniors are excused for 1 college visit. Seniors are excused for 2. When you return from your college visit, you would just have to bring a note from that college on the college letterhead and give it to the attendance office, or you can have the college admissions office email it directly to Miss Gibson in the attendance office. If you are unable to attend an in-person college visit, or if the school isn't offering them, there are a handful of other things that you can do to learn about that school. So we really encourage all students to take these steps to learn more about their schools of interest. 1, check out the college website. Colleges have updated their websites to include extensive information about admissions and academic programs and campus life. Never before has there been so much information on their websites. So you are really gaining invaluable information by going onto their website and seeing what they have to offer and learning about their admissions information. So please go onto that college website and do your research. Colleges are really offering just so much information on there to help students and families better make their decisions, as they know COVID has affected a lot of things about this college admissions process. You can take a virtual campus tour. You would register online, again going back to that college website. You can attend a virtual information session and sign up for the college mailing list. Again, this can be used to track demonstrated interest if that school tracks it. So please open it and read it, because they can see if you click on links and open that email. Please reach out to the college admissions counselor, email them. Some of them are scheduling virtual meetings with prospective students and families. Ask about financial aid and contact their financial aid office. Contact the academic advisor or recruiter for a college academic program, to see if you can virtually sit in on a class of interest. And then talk to students and faculty at that school. You may have had past graduates of Walton, friends that that go to that school. You can contact the faculty. There are a lot of other ways, other than going there in person. There are a lot of ways that have opened up this year to learn more about the school. So you can do a lot virtually, and we're hoping that you take advantage of all of these resources. Here are 2 great resources for online campus visits. Please check out these links. The first one provides an extensive list of virtual college tours as well as other online campus information. The second one is from NACAC, the National Association for College Admissions Counseling. They put together a very helpful resource with information on college admissions events, campus tours, and more. So please check out that chart. We found both of these links to be super helpful for students. So we just talked about college visits at the college, and now we're going to talk about college visits at Walton. Every year, over 100 college admissions reps come to Walton to talk to you all. It is such a great opportunity for you all to hear information about their academic and special programs, admissions requirements, and campus life. These college visits provide students an opportunity to ask questions and introduce themselves to the college reps and to show that demonstrated interest. Now, sometimes the reps coming are the ones that are going to be reading your college applications. So it is nice to talk to them personally, ask questions, for them to put a face to the name. We find it really beneficial to our students. Now, there have been some in the fall. This year they've been virtual. We'll see what happens next year, but there's some in the fall and the spring every year. To sign up for them, you'll need to go into Naviance, and there'll be a list of all the college visits, and you will need to sign up in advance. Now, these college visits are limited just for juniors and seniors, but please make sure you go into Naviance and sign up for them in advance. Also, while you're in Naviance, Please remember, if you are interested in logging those community service hours, go ahead and go into X2Vol and log those hours. Now let's talk about selecting colleges. For some students, this can be the most stressful part of the college admissions process, creating that college list and figuring out where you want to apply. Now, in a previous slide, we talked about being open-minded. We really hope that you all will be open-minded to the schools in which you apply to. We really want you to think about college fit. So we want you to think about the college that is the best fit for you, not, what was the best fit for your mom or your dad or your guardian or a sibling or a best friend. You are a unique individual and you have your own interests and you're going to have your own path. And you're going to really want to make sure, if you're looking for a 4-year college or university these next 4 years, you're in a place that you think you're going to love and that will be the best fit for you. So please really think about you when thinking about this college application process and what fits you the best. Some things to consider when thinking about college fit would be campus size and location. Do you want to stay in Georgia? Do you want to go out of state to California? Do you want to go out of the country? These are all things that could really affect that college experience. So really look at the campus size and location. Do you want it to be in a city? Do you want it to be more rural? So think about all of those questions. One thing you will have to think about would be the cost. So you're looking at the tuition, the financial aid, and scholarships. So please talk to the school's financial aid office, see what they have to offer. A lot of times there are scholarships and financial aid opportunities available that students don't know about. So please just talk to the financial aid office, fill out the FAFSA, do your research, and see what sort of options are out there for you. Another thing to think about would be on-campus activities. What sorts of things do you want to be involved in? Are there groups that you're involved in at Walton that you want to continue in college? Be thinking about all of these things. And then, of course, another important thing to think about would be the programs and majors offered at that school. If you want to go into a specific program, one of the first questions when looking at a school will be, do they offer this program I want? Sometimes students are undecided, so you have a little bit more flexibility there when looking at different schools. We are really going to emphasize fit over ranking for you all. So we talked about, fit on the previous slide. We talked about being open-minded earlier. I want to read these 3 statements to you all because we really think they are important for you to hear and really listen to. So number 1, engagement in college, which is how a student spends their time, matters much more than the college they attend. So this is going back to fit and thinking about campus activities and programs you're interested in. Okay, really, really think about how this college will engage you. Number 2, the college admissions process can be stressful. I think we know that. And we encourage you to examine what college success really means to you. When you think about being successful in the next 4 years, your end goal, what that looks like, picturing that in your mind. What are you doing? What does that mean for you? And we're going back to you. So not a family member, not a best friend, but really think about what college success means to you and what you want to get out of your 4 years. And number 3, don't make your decision based on common assumptions about colleges and selectivity. We hear a lot of things, about colleges and life in general, and a lot of times it's just chatter. It's fiction. These things are not facts. We hear our friends talking and we think it's the truth. Please do your research, really think about what colleges you want to attend, and I think that this will lead to an easier college application process and something that's a little bit less stressful for you and one that will hopefully reach your end goals when you look back in the next 4 years. We are going to continue to emphasize fit over ranking on this slide. A good fit is a college where a student will be engaged. So I know we already mentioned engagement, and this means in class and out of class. With over 4,500 colleges in the US, there are so many schools to choose from. So please, again, be open-minded, and we encourage you to look beyond the rankings. Please seek a school where you can participate fully in academic, civic, and social life in order to thrive during your college years. There have been a lot of studies about future job satisfaction and well-being, and the studies from Gallup-Purdue show a strong connection between certain forms of engagement in college and future job satisfaction and well-being. So they report 6 key college experiences that impact how fulfilled employees feel at work and whether they are thriving after college. So think about these 6 experiences when you are doing your college research and building that college list and finding that perfect college fit. So number 1 is taking a course with a professor who makes learning exciting. Number 2, working with professors who care about students personally. Number 3, finding a mentor who encourages students to pursue personal goals. Number 4, working on a project across several semesters. Number 5, participating in an internship that applies classroom learning. And number 6, being active in extracurricular activities. Okay, now let's talk about money for a little bit. We do know that money plays a huge role in determining your college list and ultimately which school you attend. We want you to know that there are a lot of resources out there. You know, within the school counseling office, we post everything we receive. Check the college website that you're interested in. They will also list everything they have, and they'll work with you. Their financial aid office will work with you and your family to see what's available to you. There are also some great online resources, and they have some great scholarship searches. So check out GA Futures, Naviance, and Big Future. Also think about what groups you're plugged into. So within your community, what you're involved in, what your family is involved in. So think about, you know, maybe civic groups or church groups, any organizations that you're involved with, because sometimes they do offer college scholarships. Also check with your employer if you're working, or your parent or guardian's employer, because a lot of companies offer scholarships as well. Just things to help you know. Some things will be merit-based, so they'll be based on grades and test scores, but others might come down to a personal essay or statement. So we do recommend creating a resume and preparing a personal statement so you're ready to apply for these scholarships. Some scholarships you can start applying your junior year. A lot will open, the summer before your senior year. So just keep looking, and we recommend start looking now so you're ready and prepared to apply once they do open. We recommend applying early and often. Scholarships do have deadlines, just like college applications, so be checking those deadlines. And we really encourage everyone to complete the FAFSA. Even if you don't think, your family doesn't think you would receive any money, you never know. So we really, really encourage everyone to complete the FAFSA. The HOPE Scholarship is an amazing opportunity for students if you're looking to stay in the state of Georgia and go to a public college or university. So the HOPE Scholarship will cover about 80% of your tuition. You do need to maintain a 3.0 GPA in your academic courses. So that's the big 5. We're looking at English, math, science, social studies, and world language. They won't factor in those other electives. So your HOPE GPA is not the same as your Walton GPA that is on your transcript. Your HOPE GPA won't be anywhere on your transcript. You're going to check your HOPE GPA at www.gafutures.org. So it's really important for you to log in. We recommend logging in now, your junior year, to see where you stand. It could be that you might need to pull up your GPA by a little bit, so you'd really want to hunker down and focus on your classes this year and next year. Some students look at that Walton GPA in their transcript and they think that they have hope and they're all set and excited, and then they graduate and realize that their Walton GPA was not their hope GPA. So please, please, please check your hope GPA, and that's at gafutures.org. A couple other things that are important to know about your hope GPA. Honors courses are not weighted. AP and dual enrollment courses are, and they receive half a quality point up to 4.0. So this is why your Walton weighted GPA is different than that hope GPA. Also, the class of 2022 is required to have 4 rigorous courses in order to be eligible for hope. This means there's a list on gafutures.org, so please check that list, but this could mean classes like Algebra 2 or higher in math, chemistry, physics, and science, level 2 or higher in world language counts, and some core AP and dual enrollment classes count too. So the biggest takeaway from this is that your hope GPA is different than your Walton weighted GPA, so please go into GA Futures and check that. Beyond the Hope Scholarship, there is the Zell Miller Scholarship. And for the Zell Miller, you need a 3.7 GPA, a 1200 on your SATs, or a 26 on your ACT. You still need to hit those rigor requirements. But Zell Miller covers 100% tuition. So Hope, again, covers 80%. Zell Miller will cover 100% tuition, but that there is that higher GPA requirement and those SAT or ACT requirements. There's also something called the Hope Grant, which a lot of students don't know about, and this is an amazing scholarship. This is for students interested in a 2-year technical school if you're looking to get a diploma or a technical certificate of credit. This covers 80% of your tuition, so it's similar to that Hope Scholarship, but again, it's going to be for the 2-year tech schools. There's no minimum GPA from high school, so again, you do not need a minimum GPA from high school. But it covers 80% of your tuition for those 2-year tech schools. There's also something called the Hope Career Grant, and that's in certain industries, and we're going to touch on that in a couple more slides. There'll be a link to it, so be looking out for that. One thing to note for all of these Hope scholarships, the Zell Miller Scholarship, we need to have your social security number on file for you to receive Hope. So please check with us, make sure we have that on file. If you go into gafutures.org to check your Hope GPA and an error pops up, it could be because we don't have that social security number on file. So please check with us if you go into GA Futures and your Hope GPA does not populate. Another great resource at Walton is the dual enrollment program. So this can be a great way if you are concerned about the financials of college. This could be a great way to pay for some of that college credit. It covers your tuition, mandatory fees, and required textbooks. So it's for students in 10th grade through 12th grade. You would still be enrolled at Walton and Walton student taking your required classes you need for graduation, but at the same time enrolled in a local school or university earning college credit. So again, a great way to cover the cost of some of those college courses, because again, the tuition, mandatory fees, and required textbooks are paid for. The goal of dual enrollment is to increase college access and completion and prepare students to enter the workforce with the skills that they need to succeed. So please talk to your counselor if you're interested in dual enrollment. It could be a great fit for you. Here's some more information on dual enrollment if you are interested. You must attend a mandatory dual enrollment information session, and you would sign up for this on the Walton Counseling website. This is mandatory for everyone if you are really interested in the program. You also need to be knowledgeable about the college admissions requirements of the school you're applying to for dual enrollment. You're applying similarly to applying once you graduate. You need to have taken the SAT and ACT or the AccuPlacer, and you need to make sure you're hitting all of their application deadlines. There are also, full-time and part-time options. So full-time would be you're taking all of your classes with that local school or university. Part-time would be you're taking some classes here at Walton, some classes at that college. So you'll want to think about the option that's best for you. And here are some other things to really think through before you decide either for or against dual enrollment. One would be the rigor of classes and how your future college may view dual enrollment versus AP classes that we offer here at Walton. We recommend for you to look on, the colleges that you're interested in applying to once you graduate. Look on their websites. Most now will have an informational page regarding dual enrollment versus AP. So check that out and make sure you're doing your due diligence to know, how your schools are going to view dual enrollment classes over AP classes. Another big thing to think about would be the scheduling of it all. If you are involved in a lot of activities and groups here at Walton, you need to make sure you can work it out with your schedule. If you're in band or on a sports team or in a club that you really enjoy, are you able to make that schedule work where you can come back to Walton and be available at those times? Another thing is transportation. You do need to provide your own transportation and pay for parking. And then lastly, the Cobb County school calendar, so your Walton schedule, is different than college calendars and schedules. So when it comes to breaks and exams, those are usually different. So even if you have fall break for Cobb County, you might still be required to go to your college classes if they're in session. So just, things to really think about if you're considering dual enrollment. Here are some fun figures for you all. So Georgia was ranked #1 in the nation for creating new jobs for the 7th year in a row. And in bringing new business to the state, Georgia ranked the #1 workforce training program in the U.S. So Georgia has a lot of booming and up-and-coming industries, and they need workers for it. If you are maybe undecided about what you want to do after high school, you're unsure about a couple things, there are a lot of industries that need highly skilled workers, and this means there are a lot of opportunities and funds and money for you all if you are interested in some of these things. Here is some more information on high demand careers in Georgia and the skilled trades in 2020. So please go through and click on these links and explore this more. The High Demand Careers Initiative, the Hope Career Grant, these are 2 amazing programs. Please check them out. And please, at the bottom of this page, you can explore Georgia's hot careers for 2020 and learn about skilled trades in demand. So again, if you're unsure, even if you are sure about what you want to do, check out the careers that are booming and up and coming for 2020. This is where the growth is going to be in these industries, and it's really interesting and exciting to be in a state that has all of this going on. We already mentioned the ASVAB, but please, if you're interested in a career in the military, please contact your school counselor if you're interested in taking the ASVAB. Again, Walton offers this every year, usually once or twice a year. So check with your school counselor about the dates. Okay, now we're going to get into graduation requirements. This is something that you're really going to focus on when you have your individual advisement appointment with your alpha counselor. You two are going to sit down and make sure you have all of your graduation requirements and you're on track to graduate. Let's review all the requirements now. Again, I'm hoping this is just a review. We go over these every year with you all, but let's go over them one more time. In English, you need 4 units of English, and out of those 4 units, 1 needs to be 9th Lit and 1 needs to be American Lit. You need 4 units of math. You need 4 units of science. 1 needs to be biology, 1 needs to be physical science or physics, and 1 needs to be chemistry, earth science, or environmental science. In social studies, you need 3 total units. One needs to be world history, one needs to be US history, and then a half unit of American government and a half unit of econ. You need health and personal fitness, so you need both of those. You need 3 total units from career tech, modern language, and or fine arts. So again, 3 total units. This can be a mixture of 3. It doesn't have to come from one of those sections, but 3 units from any one of those 3 sections. For electives, you need 4 total elective units, and all of that adds up to a minimum of 23 units. Now, sometimes students, you're going to graduate with more than 23 units, but the minimum is 23, and then you need to make sure you're hitting all those subcategories. Okay, so we just talked about your high school graduation requirements, but please know that your high school graduation requirements are different than college admissions requirements. It is your responsibility to check on your college admissions requirements and know what the colleges are asking and needing from you. Again, high school graduation requirements are not the same as your college admissions requirements. At Walton, we work towards your graduation requirements to make sure you're on track to graduate and you're ready to go at the end of your senior year. So that is what your junior advisement appointment will center on, is making sure you're on track to graduate. But beyond that, colleges may have additional requirements. So please be checking on their websites and know what they require. There are 2 big examples that we talk to students all the time about. One would be the world language requirement. Just to graduate from high school in the state of Georgia, you don't need any world language to graduate. On the previous page, we talked about the 3 units in either career tech, world language, or fine arts that you need, but those 3 units can come from any one of those 3 areas. So it could be you have 3 total units in fine arts and never took a world language and you're able to graduate, but virtually every 4-year college in the US requires at least 2 years of the same world language. So this is something you really want to make sure you check. Now, most colleges will require the 2 years. Some even require 3 years. So again, world language is something that you do want to check. Another thing you want to check is fine arts. South Carolina and Tennessee require 1 unit of a fine art. The state of Georgia does not. So states, require different things. So you're going to want to make sure you're checking the college admissions requirements. When you sit down for your individual junior advisement appointment with your alpha counselor, you're going to be talking about your graduation requirements and what classes you want to take next year. And when thinking about the classes for next year, there are a lot of things to think about. One of them is balance. We talk about balance every year. What does balance mean for you? It's different for everyone. Every student's different. They're wanting different things. They're involved in different groups and activities. So you really want to think about you, not what your friends are taking, but think about what's best for you. Senior year is really busy. The college application process can take up a lot of time. So just think about how much time you wanted to devote to the different activities you are involved in. Senioritis, is it real? It's not an official medical diagnosis, but a lot of our seniors do feel like they have senioritis. So we recommend really taking classes that interest you, that you have a passion for, that you'll want to go to. Consider maybe an internship or getting involved in a group or activity, and really start thinking about your future. So if you're doing the research and thinking about different industries or careers you may want to go into, then maybe look up what internships and jobs are in the area that you can get involved in so you can get that hands-on experience. Okay, so do you remember that there are 3 steps in the junior advisement process? So you've already done number 1. You're finishing up this PowerPoint video, so you can check that off your list. Number 2 is completing your bridge bill survey in Naviance, and I'm going to walk you through how to do that. You have to complete steps 1 and 2 before you sign up for an individual advisement time with your school counselor. Again, so you're already doing step 1, you're almost done with this PowerPoint. We're moving on to step 2. I'm going to show you exactly how to do the survey. It just takes a minute or 2. And then you can finally move on to step 3 and set up an individual advisement time with your Alpha counselor. So we are now going to complete the 11th grade Bridge Law Survey in Naviance. So I'm going to get you to log in to Naviance, and on the next slide I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. You are going to go to the Walton homepage, and on the top right hand corner you're going to see a link. It looks like a baseball and it says Naviance. You're going to go ahead and click on that link. Now, depending on when you are doing this, you might be at school or you might be at home. If you are at school and you log in with a CCSD computer, you will automatically be logged into Naviance. Okay, so if you're at school and you're on a CCSD computer, once you click on that Naviance icon on the Walton homepage, it's automatically going to log you into Naviance. However, if you are at home or you're not on a CCSD computer, you're going to log in using the following. Your username and password is going to be your Microsoft 365 username and password. Okay, so on a CCSD computer, you're going to automatically be logged in. If you're not on a CCSD computer, you're going to use your Microsoft 365 username and password. This is what the Naviance welcome screen will look like, so make sure you're seeing this welcome screen. This should be familiar to you. You've gone into Naviance before and taken lots of different surveys with us, so please make sure you're on this Naviance welcome screen. Once you are on the Naviance homepage, you are going to hover over My Planner. It is in the top right-hand corner. Okay, so hover over My Planner. A drop-down menu will appear, and you're going to click on Tasks. Okay, so again, My Planner. You're just going to hover over it, and then click on Tasks. Once you click on Tasks, you're going to scroll down just a little bit on your page, and you're going to see a box that says Tasks You Need to Work On. One of those tasks is going to be your 11th grade Bridge Law Survey. This is what you're going to do right now. Okay, so task you need to work on, click on the 11th grade Bridge Law Survey. You're going to click on that greenish blue link that says 11th grade Bridge Law Survey. And once you click on that link, this page should pop up. So you're going to see a little pink arrow, and it's going to say to complete this task, you need to take this survey. And take this survey is going to be a hyperlink. So where that big yellow arrow is on this PowerPoint presentation, it's pointing to take this survey. That's what you're going to click. So you're going to go ahead and click that and take the survey. So you should have finished your Bridge Law Survey. Should have just taken a minute. Once you finish that, you are now on step 3 of your junior advisement. So step 1 was watching the video. Step 2 is completing that bridge bill survey. And now step 3 is signing up for your individual advisement time with your school counselor. So again, know you have to complete steps 1 and 2 in order to sign up for your individual advisement time. And in order to sign up, you're going to click on the link below. We have a specific tab on our Walton Counseling website, a junior advisement tab. This link is going to take you there. Once you get to that tab, there'll be all the junior advisement information posted on there. There will also be sign up. So you're going to want to make sure you click on the sign up for your individual Alpha counselor. Okay, that's going to be really, really important. Based on your last name, you are assigned a specific counselor. You're going to click on her sign up link. So please go in and sign up, and you can choose which time you would like for your individual junior advisement appointment. Here are some important things about your individual junior advisement appointment we want you to know. First, I already mentioned this on the previous slide, but make sure to schedule your appointment with your individual alpha counselor. That's really important. Appointments are going to be all virtual, so even if we are back in face-to-face learning, we are still keeping everything virtual. Appointments will be during your lunch period or on Wednesdays, so please make sure to know what time your lunch is and to sign up for a time that you will be available. Parents and guardians are encouraged to join. We would love to have them, but it is not required. So if you know your parents or guardians want to attend, please also make sure you're choosing a time that all of you can attend the meeting. Appointments will focus on senior year classes and what's needed for graduation. We already touched on that. We're going to have more details on the website, and the sign up is on the website, so please go to our Junior Advisement tab on our school counseling website to sign up for your individual time.